Hi there, my name is Ben Werner, and I chose to respond to the fourth Speaker's Corner video. I chose to respond to the fourth Speaker's Corner video because it's about our education system, and I don't exactly agree with the vlogger's main argument that our school system is very flawed because it doesn't have a curriculum that works for everyone, or that it doesn't prepare us for today's jobs, but instead just prepares us for work in factories. Education is a civic issue because the education system is run by the Provincial Ministry of Education, who determines the curriculum and funding, which changes whenever a new government is elected. The education system has many stakeholders as well, including students, parents, employers, teachers, and politicians, all who have very strong opinions about how it should be run. For example, right now, the changes to the sex ed curriculum by the new provincial government is in the news every day because the change back to the 1998 curriculum. So the guy's argument goes like this. Our education system is modeled on some outdated system where parent or kids are herded together into large factories where they aren't taught anything useful, become bored and submit to peer pressure because school is like an assembly line, producing students who are ready to go work in factories, doing jobs that no longer exist. The argument also states that school doesn't promote creativity and problem solving because students have to follow rubrics and sit in desks and do what they're told, moving from class to class at the sound of a bell. Well, I feel that the speaker's argument that our system is flawed is based more upon opinion than facts. Now, I'm always hearing complaints about how terrible education or the education system in Ontario is, but when I started to research a little bit more, our education system is actually really good, and it's very good compared with some other countries. And we usually rate around in the top 10. And in one comprehensive study, we ranked number 5 in the world. So I believe that this idea that school is no longer relevant has continued to be an issue is because people still think that classes are very traditional, with students sitting quietly, taking notes, all while the teacher lectures on. And although this does happen sometimes, it's my experience that many classes try to provide students with real life problems to solve. There's lots of different ways of learning as well. So we use computers to play learning games, and we engage in discussions and debates and do research projects to keep us motivated and interested in the material. We can also take active learning courses such as music, art, phys ed, co-op, and tech courses, and online courses. Lots of regular classes also include practical learning, like animal dissections and biology classes, coding and computer classes, and cooking and hospitality classes. The past semester, I had a physics class where we completed 2 projects where we built and designed 2 devices, a windmill and a catapult. Both were allowing us to be creative and competitive while still learning the course content. So the vlogger made a point that we don't really get to, or in his opinion, that we don't really get to do any group learning. Well, in my experience, that's one of the best parts about school when we get to do group learning. We get to do plenty of assignments as a group, and this was even true in elementary school. So, yeah. So again, I disagree that our school system only serves the purpose of preparing us for factory jobs, because if that were the case, then we wouldn't have all sorts of these different courses. We wouldn't work in groups. We wouldn't learn things like how to make slideshow presentations, brochures, posters, that stuff. Uh, these kind of skills prepare us for all kinds of jobs, not just factory work. So one of the reasons why I believe that people don't think that our education system is very good or that it doesn't allow them to be creative is because many students who are struggling to learn for one reason or another, they complain that they hate school or that it's boring. Um, One idea that I had about the issue would be that students who don't see the value of or hate school or think that it's boring, well, they could start work as soon as they start high school and take classes part-time or at night. They'd still get their diploma, but it just takes a little bit longer. Hopefully then they'd be able to see like the value of the learning that they're doing in class. And I guess I feel that there needs to be a change of government policy concerning education, because the students that feel school is not preparing them for the real world They need to be able to see connections by combining their work and learning.